Hello, hello. How are you? My special group member friend. I have a little, if you're wondering if your eyes have spots, I have a little filter on because I thought it seemed kind of fun to talk about how to shift our mindset while having a little filter on. So hopefully it doesn't drive you crazy. There's some weird filters out there, let me tell you that. All right, so we are here for a quick little, 10 or 15 minute video. I encourage you to comment as you're listening. Tell me what you're thinking about this. Tell me if this is something that you deal with. I think everybody deals with this. But anyway, tell me what you think. Ask questions. And that's true if you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay, totally fine either way. I know we have a million different time zones represented in here, so not everybody can watch live in the middle of my evening. Okay, so this came up the other day, and it has come up many times before, but this came up the other day because our team, our Arbonne team, gets together for a little quick half an hour congratulations on everybody's latest accomplishments and a little training each Monday. And it's always recorded if someone misses it, but we just love it for a bonding experience. We've been on Zoom for years before Zoom was cool. And the thing I was talking about with the team this week was a mental shift, a mental reset. And I just believe everybody would really benefit from knowing this. And some of you, I think, probably already have learned this, have studied this, so definitely tell us that in the comments as well. It's distracting me that every now and then the dots are in front of my eyes, but I will try to pay attention. Tell us what you know about this topic, because this is such a tiny piece of something that's really, really huge. So think of it this way. I said, how does your brain talk to you? It's not wacky to have talk happening in your head all day, all evening, when you wake up in the middle of the night. That is your subconscious brain just chewing on stuff, throwing out thoughts. I will occasionally find myself doing a monotonous routine thing, washing the dishes. And if I pay attention, I realize there's like one or two sentences going around and around, and I'm repeating and repeating and repeating. And then I catch myself and go, what the heck? Why are these one or two sentences running around and around and around and around in my head? I don't even want that to happen, or whatever it is I'm thinking about. There's always stuff going on in there. So the way that our brains are wired is, I heard a trainer say this, we're wired to have, a caveman brain. So your brain, my brain, everybody's brain wants pleasure, wants to avoid pain, and wants to conserve energy and be safe. So everything that the brain is processing is going through two things: a filter of what you believe about the world and yourself. And I'll give you an example of that. I used to have a gray-green Toyota minivan. It was a nice minivan, but the color was not so nice. I don't know how to describe it. This gray-green color that Toyota makes. And I thought when we bought it, I had never seen that color before. Like, what the heck? As soon as we even started looking at it, I was seeing gray-green Toyotas everywhere, that color. And that is because we filter what we take in according to what our beliefs are. That was not part of my worldview that color existed, so I didn't even notice it. Now, when I'm on the road to earning the white Mercedes with my business, you better believe I see white Mercedes everywhere, and just white cars in general. We just notice them. So your brain is filtering everything it comes across through that sort of here's what I believe about the world lens. And it's also evaluating every situation that you're in according to whether it can provide pleasure, avoid pain, or be safe and comfortable. So as soon as we try to do something that our brain thinks that's not safe and comfortable, that feels like a risk. I don't know if I'm going to be totally comfortable with that. Then stuff starts going on in there to try to keep you in your comfort zone. And I love the comfort zone, and you love the comfort zone, and I am not here to tell you that you have to be uncomfortable your whole life. However, as humans, we feel happier if we're always learning and growing. If we simply get up and go to work and watch TV and go to bed, and get up and go to work and watch TV and go to bed, and get up and go to work and watch TV and go to bed, we don't feel happy. Years go by. We kind of daze through them. And while that's safer and your brain feels good because it's comfortable and it's safe and it's avoiding pain, the problem is there's a quote that says whatever isn't growing is disintegrating. We kind of just atrophy is probably the right word. So you do want to learn something new, try something new, take a risk, a safe risk, obviously in terms of physical safety. But most things we talk about nowadays are safe risks in terms of physical safety. Most of us are not out there risking our lives physically, right? And if you are, for the good of society, kudos to you for sure. So learning something new, trying something new, joining a new group, doing a new thing, just getting, good heavens, changing up the order that you do basic tasks, it feels a little scary for the brain. And the brain gets really sneaky to try to keep you from doing those things. And it resists. It tells you a bunch of crap about how much you need to worry and not do that thing and all the risks that are going to happen. It gives you a whole bunch of emotion about it, because emotion comes from those thoughts in there. And we have to learn how to switch that and take out the mental trash, I like to say. So here, let me check my time. Yes, I don't want this to be too long. Here is our 4-step take out the mental trash, reset the thoughts process. And I did not make this up. This credit where credit is due comes from Byron Kelly. Katie, goodness, my daughter's name is Kelly, so I said Kelly. Byron Katie, Byron first name, Katie last name. And I adapted it a little bit and added some in from Karen Mullins, who's a success coach, and Kristen Boss, who's a social selling coach. So I smooshed them all together into this 4-step take out the mental trash process. Okay, so when do you use this? You use this when you're having just a kind of day, kind of feeling, bad attitude. You're trying to put yourself out there. You're trying to, grow your business or do your new thing or whatever. And you just can't make yourself, and you're telling yourself all kinds of stuff and you're worrying and all that. Okay. So number 1, ask yourself if it's really true. This is a yes or no question. Is whatever's going on in my head, the thought I'm having right now, is it really absolutely 100% proven in a court of law, or would be, no question, true? Most likely the answer is no, because you're telling yourself, I should be healthier and I should have lost weight and why don't I this and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's not provably true, right? Most of the time the answer is no. That's because this is stuff the brain is telling us to keep us safe and comfortable. So I got my no answer. Second step. How is it affecting me, even though I just realized it's not proven in a court of law true? How is it affecting me that I'm believing in whatever this is? I should have this. I don't know why I don't that. This is terrible. How's it affecting me to have that thought running through my head? Recognize feelings, what you're envisioning, even sometimes like physical sensations in your body, pain or just uncomfortable, what's running around in your head, how you're treating yourself, how you're treating other people. So the second piece is how am I reacting to this thought that I just realized is actually not 100% true, for sure. Okay. Sorry. I choke on nothing now. Number 3, where or who would you be right now without that thought running through your head? So if you could just rip it out, cancel it, who would you be being? Where would you be in your life if that was just gone? And this takes a little imagination. And I want you to think of it as kind of fun. You know, this whole 4-step thing could take 5 minutes, or it could take a long, long time if you really want to dig in. That's up to you. Where or who would you be without that thought running through your head? So just imagine your day so far. That thought never crossed your mind. Who are you being? What are you doing? Where are you on this subject? It's kind of freeing to think that way. Number 4, what could you think instead? And most of the time I'm going to say about the same topic. You know, maybe you were beating yourself up because of not eating healthy or weight or something. What could you think instead? What could you maybe be confident about? I'm taking steps forward. What could you be calm and happy about? It could be another topic if that particular topic that was running around in your head is just too hard for you to switch it. But ideally, is there a piece of the current situation where you could switch the thought and say, you know what, instead of that, I just want to remind myself that every day I'm getting better at this. And that's cool. So flip it. See if you can build up some thought, even just one sentence. And those transitional things like every day I'm getting better, I'm so happy I'm learning to, or something like that, that's kind of a progress, is a little easier for your brain to say, fine, okay. And then, and maybe I'll do a little video about this, tell me if you think that is a good idea, but then sometimes we want to make these into affirmations because that repetition is really powerful, and there's reasons for that. So tell me in the comments whenever you watch this if that would be interesting for you. But here's one more time the 4 steps. Ask yourself if this thought that you're berating yourself with is really true, provably, without a doubt, scientifically, court of law, true. Yes or no? So when you're thinking that thought, how are you reacting? Like, what are the feelings, the physical sensations, the things you're picturing? Understand that. And it seems weird maybe that I'm telling you to go in to dig into like the negative stuff, but if you feel it, then you can move through it. 3, what if you didn't have that thought about this subject? Who would you be being? Where would you be? What would you be doing? How would you be feeling? And 4, what could you think instead that would help you to feel good? And you can do this with almost any subject. If you have questions about how, definitely ask me. I can point you to people who would help. I can tell you more details on my experiences, point you to things to read. I just find all of this fascinating because I think some of us do tend to be a bit harder on ourselves than others, but we all have it. We all have the brain that is trying to keep us safe and avoid pain and seek pleasure. So it's yapping away in there all the time. And that is it for today. Thank you for watching. And I hope this was helpful. Tell me what your questions are. Talk to you guys soon.